Okay, today we are going to do a dandelion weed. I've been noticing that when I'm outside I see some of these coming up, so I thought it would be a good time to do this one. So the first thing you're going to do, you can make as many dandelions as you want. If you're going to do more than one, I would recommend doing an odd, just because odd number of them. Usually in art, things look better in odds, so, and look more natural. So I'm just going to start with just a little round circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. And these are going to be the middles of the dandelions that we're going to do. And then I am just going to take and just make some lines out of the middle here, and they don't have to be perfect. They can be kind of wiggly. You'll want them varying in length as well. And I have mine on watercolor paper, but really you can do them on any paper that you want, depending on what the colors are. So again, what paints you use. But again, we're gonna just do that with the next one and do it light. So you don't have to go through and erase things. You just want kind of a general idea. And the more lines you have, the more realistic it's gonna look. Okay, and then you're just gonna wanna take and just make some lines to make stems. All right, now we're gonna just take a black marker, and you want it to be permanent, and we're just gonna squiggle in the middles here. Like so. Then you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna take from the middle, you're gonna go down and draw that stem. All right, now I'm gonna take a thinner Sharpie. If you don't have a thinner, you can still do it with the regular sized, but we're gonna just go and draw all these lines that we have already done. And again, you want to vary in length to make some longer, some shorter, and then you want to, okay, sorry about that, it turned off for a minute. So we're back to just drawing these lines. Okay, and then this last one, we're gonna do the same. and they don't even need to be that perfectly straight. You don't need to use a ruler. You can just draw these lines. I'm going to put some short ones in here, put some long ones. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and at the end of each one of these lines, we're just going to put a little dot. And I'm back to using the thicker Sharpie. This actually isn't a Sharpie, it's just a Dollar Tree one. And my cousin was asking where the happy trees are, like Bob Ross always had. And I'm thinking, okay, these are going to be happy weeds. How about that? Just for my cousin. All right. So we're just going to keep doing this. And if you do a bigger one and just decide to do one, you'll want to make these dots a little bit bigger than just a little tap. You want to make them bigger, and then you want your inside to be bigger as well. Okay. We're gonna cut that one a little squampus. Again, if I'm going too fast, you can always pause it until you get caught up. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my eraser and I'm just going to erase. And before you start erasing, make sure that it's dry. I should have started with the first one, because I've had it where even the permanent markers have smeared because they weren't completely dry, but these look like they're okay. Okay, now this is where we're going to add some color. Oh, funny, I erased one, but the end of it, but I didn't ever draw the line. Okay, so fix anything that you need to. And then we're going to go ahead and add color. Now, I've seen people do this with acrylic paints. And you can actually, if you're doing one big one, you can just use your thumbprint or a fingerprint, probably your pointer finger, and just put color on the ends of each of these dots. That's a great way for kids to do it. I'm going to do it a little different. I am going to use watercolor, so I'm just getting that regular paintbrush, and I'm just taking some of this light blue, and it's still the same paint I used. I didn't have to squeeze out anymore because I still had some left. And I'm just, from the last project we did, and I'm just going to take and make some dots here and there on this first one. And they're just random dots. And then I'm going to take a kind of a different blue, and I want to keep them pretty light colored, but just add some of this color here. Make sure that you get each one of those. And then I'm just going to take clear water and just add kind of a drop of water on each one of those. Just wet your brush and just kind of do a tip on that, on each one of those colors. Okay, then I'm going to come back in with maybe some yellow. Just wet my paints. And on some of these, just kind of add some yellow just to make have a little bit of color into them. And see how that's kind of blending in the colors there. I'm taking that yellow and blending it in. Some have more yellow on them, some don't. You're going to want to make sure that you don't lift your paper at this time because they will run. Now I'm going to go ahead and just turn this around and do the next one. And I think I'm going to start with some purple this time, just to change the color a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm thinking I want some down here more. I didn't do very many short ones, so I'm just going to add some here, and we can add the lines later. But I'm thinking that these need to be filled in just a little bit more. Okay. Now I'm going to take some of this more turquoise again and add some of the color here where I didn't put the purple. Maybe some in here. I feel like I did too many. Okay, now I'm going to go back in to some of those turquoise, and I'm going to drop some purple into it. Just to add some more color. And you can see that the ones up here, they're starting to dry and they're starting to kind of spread out and get kind of fuzzy. That's exactly what I want it to do. Okay, and then I'm just going to go on and retouch these with just clear water. And again, if you are doing this with acrylic paint, you're going to you can use your fingertips, or just like we did with the tree, you can just kind of dab your paintbrush in. Doesn't matter. Just almost look like little fireworks or something. And then I'm going to take the yellow again and just add some yellow. get some of these here and there, just to make it a little brighter and turn some of them green. Okay, and then we're gonna go to this last one. We're gonna let this one dry, and again, don't lift your paper up or it will all run down. And then I'm gonna do this one again. I'm gonna do that light blue. And do the same thing. And I think I like having some closer in as well, so I'm just going to add somewhere I think that they need to have some shorter ones. And again, I might use a little bit of the turquoise again and just add the ends right here. And you can use any color that you want. If you want to add some different colors into that, you can as well. You could use reds, you can use pinks, you could use greens, and then I'm gonna go through and here's some yellows. I'm just gonna add some of these in here. And add some little dots and let them blend together. Then I'm just going to take my wet brush and dab on each one of them. I'm wanting them to kind of spread out. Okay, I might take some green here and just add kind of some little green to the yellow dots. I love when watercolors blend. So I'm just trying to add some colors here to make them blend. Maybe a little bit of a purple thrown in here. And again, just kind of blend them. Add some blue to it. All right, and we're going to go ahead and let that one dry. Now I'm going to come back to this one, and you can see that a lot of them have spread out and they're drying a bit, which is perfect. That's just what we want. But I'm thinking I like having them more full. So I'm just going to go in and add some more to this one. And do just different lengths here and there. Maybe some of these light, or these turquoise blue. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of that yellow again to some of these to kind of make it a green, make it blend a little. Okay, and then come through with my water again and just dab these on. And that is basically your dandelions. And if you come back and feel like you need more fit in, or you need, they're kind of off balance or something, like maybe I want to put one up here so it kind of doesn't look too off balance, and let this dry, and then any place that you added more dots to, you can just, once it's dry, you can go back in and add more lines once it dries. I wouldn't do it right now. Hope you enjoy it. Remember to send me pictures. I'd love to see them.